There's gonna be a lot talked about. The first is gonna be a rant, and then you'll get to listen to some objective stuff that comes from the last video. There will also be chapters in the video description and on the video player timeline where you can jump through and skip to anything in particular that if you don't have time to listen to whatever everything else is, or if you just don't want to listen to me fucking blabber, you can skip to that portion that is relevant to you. All right, let's fucking hit some sweet, sweet nicotine before I go into this shit. I wish I made this video sooner after the last one, which was a hit, by the way. The responses have been fantastic, or the majority of them. It truly fucking warms my heart and makes me feel fulfilled to see that so many people have learned something, that they've been given a new perspective, that they now have another piece to their educational arsenal that they can go out into the world with, or into their next trades with, or into the next leg of their own research. That's what all this is about, plain and simple. If you want to know about the money, if you think it's the money, here's my YouTube analytics. Here's how much I've made in the past 30 days. I've made $1,500 in the past 30 days. The video that did fairly well, $150. I don't care. You know, the majority of my money comes from trading, and I've been beyond blessed with everything that's happened to me in my life in general, but as of recent, so I don't care. This is all for fun. I don't know what else to tell you. Some people think that it's for attention. Sure. What the fuck is wrong with you? So, to reiterate what I said before, this is all either to help educate or help other people have fun. That's it. That's it. Some of the responses I've seen, to get back to my first point, I wish I had made this video sooner, but I ran a little science experiment. I wanted to see the reactions of everybody before anything was reiterated, because the one thing that the apes or retail, I don't know if it's a collectively retail thing or not, have wrong, and it's sad because it's a great thing to have as an attribute to you, is the conviction of the lack thereof. Where information that is presented to you, you question immediately, which is how it should be, all the time, plain and simple. Where things go wrong is the rejection of rationalizing this initial questioning. As in, the video that I put out was really well done. And I'm not saying that from my own perspective. I'm saying that from everybody's reactions and the information that it conveyed. Where things went wrong is people clearly didn't watch it and then took it upon themselves to start talking about it as if they had watched it. And the amount of just sheer and utter fucking stupidity that I found was just jaw-dropping. I remember almost throwing my laptop off of my bed because I read some of the most foul and heinous shit when it comes to how markets work. I saw people saying puts push the price down. Okay, if you're gonna buy puts, you're gonna be a millionaire then. And in fact, anyone that's bought puts at this point probably already is a millionaire. And every publicly traded company would be a penny stock because all of the fucking put buyers would run away with their market cap. Okay, buying puts is a form of short selling or shorting. Buying puts, short selling. I mean, the antonyms are within their own phrasings. Literally what puts are is when you purchase one, you're reserving the right to sell 100 shares of the stock at that strike. That's literally it. If that's considered short selling to you, you need to go open a book. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I fucking hate seeing people, and I think it has to do with the internet, just being the internet. There's a very loud minority of people who either live in a different reality or are so stupid and such pieces of shit that they will describe something that people want to learn about in the most antithetic way that it's like we're not even describing the same thing, or that we watched different videos. You know what I mean? Like people all over the place were saying that, Trey and I were saying to buy puts. Buy puts. Oh, lordy. You gotta buy the puts. Otherwise, the devil gonna come get you, and your P&L and your brokerage account gonna evaporate into holy water, and you gonna go to hell. You know, like, what the fuck are you? Where did you get that? That literally was never said. That literally just wasn't said. You know, like, it's incredible. It's so incredible. So to go back again, where retail has things right is that they question everything. The problem is, and this goes back to a quote that I think was by Samuel Clemens, aka Mark Twain, of keep an open mind, but not so open that your brains fall out. So to those of you who are watching the video that I believe are the ones who aren't watching the videos, those people, if you're watching the video, keep an open mind, but not so open that your brains fall out. All right, I'm putting on a hat because my hair keeps getting in the fucking way. The point of me saying that this was a little science experiment was because I wanted to see where reactions were held and what people were taking away. And again, it's a loud minority, but people immediately started saying things that just literally were never said. I keep saying literally because of how just fucking dumbfounded I am by this. Immediately, it's the telephone game effect, I believe, where if you've ever played a game of telephone before, you have a bunch of people lined up shoulder to shoulder, and there's a starting message that goes one way, and the person has to whisper it to the person next to them. And then you compare what the message was at the start and then what the message was at the end to see how much loss of coherence there was. And I guess that's just happening at the scale of the internet. I also think that there's a group of people deliberately sabotaging good, meaningful information and robbing people of education. I want to dispel all of that shit that I saw, but the science experiment unfortunately went really well. And apparently there still are tons of fucking people who feel a sense of entitlement to talk about things that they don't know anything about, which I guess, again, is just the internet, but more so at the level of the same people who want to criticize grifting YouTubers to waste apes' money are the same ones who are willing to criticize and completely just remove valid information from the ethos, which the common thread there, if no one realized, is education. It's incredible. It's fucking incredible. That's all I can say. In the golden age, an era of information and learning where everything is fucking... You can learn, see, read, hear, talk to anything, anyone, immediately, with something that's no bigger than the size of a deck of playing cards that everyone has, that is connected everywhere. And still, people are so fucking stupid. Another favorite of mine was someone said that Hedgies wrote me a script because I was looking away so much. Fun fact, there is literally no script. I mean, literal, like... I literally look at myself inside of the fucking program that I use to record. That's what I go to whenever I need to start. I'm going to do it right now. Whenever I start having to think of things to say because I'm running out of my rhythm and I need to get back to it, it's like I'm looking inside of a mirror. So thanks for the compliment, you stupid fucking idiots. It's incredible. Just fucking incredible. So, anywho, rant out of the way. I've been smoking Marlboro Reds for the past 35 years, and my voice is leaving me. Mike Wazowski. Okay, so let's get on to the objective part of the video with my 15-minute rant out of the way. I'm going to make more in-depth videos going over a lot of these topics, but to kind of give like an outline as to what's coming. Is buying a put a form of shorting? Absolutely not. In fact, if you think about it, if market makers are constantly fucking retail, as everyone who is anti-options or anti-learning is, if you bought puts, that would mean that they're going to manipulate it to lose value. But how do you do that? Well, you push the price away from the put strike. Well, if puts are in the direction of going down, then what's the opposite direction, you stupid fucks? Up. And on top of that, if you're worried about your fucking value of shares, it's a hedge. So you're protected on the downside and you're incentivizing the market maker to push it in the opposite direction, which is up. Okay. Some of the other concerns about options and how they're a terrible thing. Options are one of the best things in the market, probably the best thing. But just like anything in this world, it's about how you use it and what you incentivize with it. Inducements and incentives, as Dave Lauer would put it, which is a brilliant fucking tagline. Here's my idea. For me, individually, I am sharing my strategy with those who want to listen to it. I am not advising or recommending or telling anyone to buy, to sell, to hold, to jerk off. So the cool thing about using derivatives in this case, right? And derivatives is just an umbrella term for anything that involves price action that isn't from the underlying, or rather doesn't affect the underlying. There's a bunch of different ways you can approach it, but a derivative is the result of a result. So it's an umbrella term. Derivatives include options. They include futures, technically. And the cool thing about this is I can hold my shares. I won't even touch them because they aren't real. I won't even touch them because I'm playing Options, as in, I can buy calls if I want to capitalize on volatility in the upward direction. I can buy puts if I want to protect myself from downside or help implicitly push the stock up, because if the market maker is incentivized by their own activities to push it in the opposite direction because they don't want to be holding the bag if someone were to exercise. So you want to talk about max pain? There you go. That's what max pain is. It's the gradient between your puts and your calls, and you find the midpoint between that, because that's where market makers make their money, and pain is inflicted at a maximum level to those who bought any calls or puts. That's how that works. So if you were to inflate the side of puts, that would push the midpoint up, because now you have an imbalance that needs to be compensated for at the midpoint, which means that if your calls are up here, your puts are down here, and the puts expand, then that would push the midpoint up. That's simple. So I can play options however I please, and both of the ways that I'm approaching it are bullish. I'm going to buy calls when I think things are going to go up, and I'm going to buy puts when I think things are going to go down, because in the event that I buy calls, if I buy things that are slightly out of the money, which means the delta is less than 1, and the calls start to go into the money from the suspected price action going up, well, then the market maker has to delta hedge, in which case they're going to buy shares to compensate for whatever that delta in delta is, the difference in delta. If I buy puts, then if the thing goes down, I can sell it at the bottom, buy more shares, or buy calls on the way back up. And in the event that someone from fucking left field wants to say, well, puts are short selling, fucking go back to your fucking bedroom, you little fucking childish little prick. And then I'm going to tell you, well, if you want to talk about stock being manipulated all the time and that we're all just line watchers, well, if that's your conviction, then according to your logic, the put should lose value, because that's what market makers are doing, which they are. And in that case, they would push the price up, so I don't get to capture that sweet, sweet fucking premium on my delta and intrinsic value going up from my put that captures alpha from the downside. And my shares, I'm not touching my shares. I'm maintaining my own form of locking up the float. That's simple. That's pretty much it. I can't really think of anything else. You can play different strategies, different option spreads. I'll make a bunch of videos about that. In the meantime, just look up option spread strategies. That'll give you a better understanding. The last little list item that I want to address is this approach is very rigid, because not everyone wants to play options. Not everyone has the time to play options, and not everyone has the patience or capital to go play options, and that's totally fine. It's 100% okay. If you're someone that doesn't want to or can't, at least help spread information and education about this, so that those who can and or want to can participate in their own way, so that they can give themselves opportunity. That's all this is. That's what this entire thing is. From fucking up and down and sideways and fucking doggy style. That's all the entire fucking thing of this journey has been, is giving people an opportunity. So don't be one of these fucking assholes or idiots on Reddit or Twitter who are literally claiming things to be said in a video that were never literally said. I don't know what to do with my hands. I want to punch shit because of how stupid some people are. It's incredible, man. Just help the person next to you learn. That's it. That's all that matters in this. You want to know the best way to employ this strategy is to help educate everyone. That's it. That's it. The scariest thing to a short seller is retail being educated. It's when the sheep realize that they don't have to behave just like sheep, that they don't have to be afraid of the farm dog. That's what retail needs to have. That needs to be the evolution of the apes. That needs to be the next step forward, the next sequence of the evolution of the genome. Literal just evolution, plain and simple. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going the fuck to bed. Love and appreciate all of you. I'll be back with another video probably the same day / tomorrow. So stay black.